Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday immigration update. This is an important update because today the administration released its blueprint for immigration overhaul, its second blueprint since Biden became a US president. So we're going to talk about that blueprint, what that means, what is in it, and just wanted to give you that because it happened today and I wanted to provide that update as we always do. Once again, I see a lot of you guys are joining in, so welcome. Let me know in the comments also where you're from because we're live here, so maybe we'll be able also to answer some questions. But this is a super important update. We're going to talk about what that means, what are the different pillars of that update, and also what happened is that the U.S. administration is now bringing back expedited removal at the border. This is a procedure that allows the border agents to be judges and prosecutors at the same time and send back family members of people that are coming to the United States. This also happened today. So we'll talk about that, what that means, what is this overhaul all about. I'll see you in 1 second. Welcome to our immigration update. This is Tuesday. I am Jacob Sapochnick, immigration attorney here in San Diego, California. And welcome to Shahid, welcome to Shokat, welcome to Aaron from Michigan, Janine from Oceanside, we're neighbors. Kale from Manila. We've got Fresno in the house, everybody here. Welcome. Well, we're going to talk about some important things today. As always, I bring you the latest immigration news. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of these live updates, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to share this with more people just like you. So what happened today? What happened today is that the Biden administration, they essentially announced that they are going to release a blueprint for immigration overhaul. And what that means in practice, it means that it is another way for them to tell us what their plans are as they are trying to push for immigration reform. And this one has essentially a few pillars. One is that overhaul has a segment that is talking about secure, humane, and well-managed border. Remember that the Biden administration has a lot of pressure right now from different parts, some from his party, some from the Republicans, that they're not going to allow him to pass an immigration reform unless he secures the border. And that is another reason why I think the Biden administration brought back the expedited removal. This happened today as well, which means that if somebody's trying to come back at the border, come at the border trying to apply for asylum or anything else like that, or just enter the border, they could potentially be expeditedly removed under new guidelines that came out today. The second thing of this overhaul is implementing orderly and fair processing of asylum applications. They want to make sure that people are not just going to show up here and apply for asylum. They're going to do it in a more organized way. Also, the overhaul is talking about strengthening collaborative migration management with other regional partners, which means working with other countries around the United States, with Latin America, to help streamline the migration process, and also working with Central American countries to deal with the root of cause of migration. Another thing that was mentioned in that overhaul in the blueprint is that they're going to be a push to pass the DREAM Act, the Dream of Fairness Act, to make that, allow the Dreamers to get permanent residency, and also people that are here on TPS and other essential workers. So I think the reason why it came out today is because I think the Biden administration is trying really to push for immigration reform. They're really trying to do their best to make it happen. We're not happy. We're not happy with the expedited removal order change right now, because that's really confusing for a lot of people. It is dangerous as well to allow border agents to make a decision as a judge and as a prosecutor. So hopefully the administration will reconsider that. But I feel that with, and you remember when I did the last live about a week and a half ago with that judge decision about stopping DACA, a lot of the things that we see here are, in my mind, indication that something big is going to happen. This overhaul, this announcement is just another example of efforts by this administration to push for immigration reform, and hopefully it's going to take us another step closer to that. So we'll see what happens, but I thought that I will come here and announce this, and so you know about it as well. Remember that this week I'm making videos. I made videos about NVC backlogs, about what kind of applications are being processed right now with embassies and consulates abroad. Part of this overhaul is also updating our State Department system, how they are processing cases, how they are trying to deal with the backlog. So this was mentioned briefly. I think it's a 24 bullet points overhaul. So hopefully we'll see some movement there as well. One of the things that I mentioned in the video that I recorded today, which will be released later this week, is about the fact that some of these embassies and consulates that are currently open are starting to process cases that were documentally qualified at least exactly a year ago. So I think that the push that Biden did today is also another sign to USCIS and the State Department to say, listen, we are not sitting still. We are looking at what you're doing. We are behind you to make sure that you are accountable and that you are processing cases correctly. And so I think that between this and between what's happening currently on the ground with US embassies and consulates are starting to reopen more, we're getting more expedited cases approved. I think overall this is a good sign, and I'm hoping that we're going to see more progress and more positive things coming from the government in that respect. So let me take a few more questions. Again, once those of you that are joining us right now, I did this live today because President Biden released an immigration blueprint overhaul of our immigration system. It's a second version to the one that they released in February, and that includes border protection, more collaboration with our neighbors. It's going to be checks and balances for the State Department and USCIS, how they process cases. I think it's going to help, again, keep pushing. Specifically, a lot of you guys are watching this channel, are coming here for updates about NVC backlogs, State Department processing, what's happening with embassies, what's happening with USCIS. And I think that once we see that this blueprint is actually going to be implemented, it will take us even a step closer towards seeing more changes. And again, I can give you an example of some of the changes positive changes that I can already see. For example, we see more and more of these cases coming out, and more cases are leaving MVC right now. One of the things that I mentioned in the video that I recorded today, which will be released, is that now embassies are required to submit their open slots to the MVC 30 days or 60 days before they are about to release those slots. It is required now for them to do so, which means it gives the MVC more power and more, I would say, foresight as to how many cases they can start sending to US embassies and consulates worldwide. So these are some good positive things that we can see are actually happening on the ground. And now with this announcement today, I'm going to show it to you again. We are looking at some of the highlights of Biden's blueprint for immigration overhaul. This is something that is going to be provided to all federal agencies, going to impact USCIS, State Department, CBP, everybody. We're talking about ensuring a secure, humane, well-managed border, which means that hopefully we're going to see even more smooth processing. One thing that we are not happy about is the fact that they brought back expedited removal at the border. This came back today. So, some positive things, some negative things in terms of how this administration is dealing with immigration today. I'm hoping that we will see a lot of movement towards immigration reform, and I hope that we're going to see that happening in the next few months. So let me take a couple of questions before I end this live stream. We've got a lot of people, Bangladesh, we've got Ghana in the house, we've got Saudi, we've got all over the world. So you can post your questions and I'm going to answer a couple of them. We got Kirk. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. My fiance is in Manila, Philippines, and we're waiting for the U.S. Embassy in Metro Manila to open back up to get their interview date for a K1 fiance visa. So remember, as I mentioned in the previous video, Manila is not open for routine visa services. However, they do entertain some appointments. And based on latest information that I have right now, that processing IR1s and CR1 cases that were documentary qualified in September of 2020. With respect to K1 visas, they are not processing them on a regular basis, meaning that because the embassy is not open fully, my suggestion for you, Kirk, is to try to expedite, because K1s are getting a priority for expedite. Again, we're talking about all this in our Immigration U private community. If you're watching this video right now and you want to get first-hand information, join our community. It's right here. The link is below, immigrationu.com. Every Thursday, we join in a Zoom call where I and Shelly, my fellow attorney at the firm, we talk about all the latest updates that are released before it goes on YouTube, before it goes everywhere. It's in Immigration U. So the link is right below. You're watching this live. Make sure you join our Immigration U private community to empower your immigration journey. Whether you have an attorney, whether you do this on your own, join Immigration U so you can be part of our team. Also, if you want to consult with me, consultation to help you with your case, make sure you text me at 619-483-4549 and set up a consultation with me one-on-one so we can dive deep into your case, figure out what's going on, and offer you the help that you need today. Take advantage of that. That's offered for you guys, my channel viewers. But I'm excited to see more of you join Immigration U. This is a huge community of people, like-minded immigrants that want to get information, that want to be empowered. This is why I do it in a private setting just for you guys. So make sure you take advantage of that. We've got here, let me see here. Masetro, Biden doing that because he wants the Republicans to vote on the immigration reform. That's a smart move. I do agree. I think that he needs all the support that he can get to pass immigration reform. His goal is to pass immigration reform by 2022. And I think these efforts of all these overhauls, all these things that are happening are super important for us to happen right now. And you guys are getting it right now. So let me take another question here. Kenny B, can you make a video about the case processing at the Jamaican embassy? In fact, Kenny B, funny that you asked, but in the video that I released, I believe today, a video that I recorded today, I did mention about Jamaica, that Jamaica is currently not processing cases on a regular basis. They're processing them on a slow basis, meaning that with the limited resources they have, they do accept expedite requests. And Jamaica is taking cases that were documentary qualified in September of 2020 based on my recent information. So here we go, just for you, my friend. Let's see. I filed my asylum 2017. I'm on my second work authorization. I'm yet to get an interview. What do? I'm in New Jersey. Asylum interviews are taking about 7 years, 6 to 7 years. So you're going to keep renewing your work permit until this overhaul that I just mentioned. Remember, one of the things that I mentioned here is they're going to be processing, orderly and fair processing of asylum applications. This is specifically for you, my friend, because right now it's unfair to wait for an asylum for 7 years. It's unfair. They're going to work on reducing that time processing and making things move much, much smoother. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you join me right now, if you're not following my channel, if you're not subscribing, make sure you subscribe right now. Click the notification bell so you will never so you never miss any of my videos. I thank you all. You guys are amazing. Each and every one of you that are watching this live stream, this community would not exist without you. Those videos that I make every single week are not easy to make, but I'm making them for you every single time. So I appreciate you guys. And also, please check out immigrationu.com. You can see the link is scrolling down the screen below. Immigrationu.com is the place where I want to see you there, so we can get the information that you need, so we can talk about it in private, so I can empower you in our Zoom calls every Thursday. This was made for you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support, and let's hope that this immigration overhaul will lead to a big immigration reform. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next live stream next week.